Good evening. Good Friday to you. It's always good to be a Friday. This indeed the best of Good Fridays. Unlike any other Good Friday that we've ever experienced, nonetheless, but happy to have you with us and still looking forward to, albeit a very different, but hopefully what will be a very relaxed and joyous in some form or fashion Easter weekend for you. We will, of course, have a great deal of COVID-19 pandemic updates for you in just a few moments, local, statewide, a few from across the nation as well. We'll get to those in just a few moments after a few local reports where we'll turn to first, weather-wise, a freeze warning in effect from 1 a.m. till 10 a.m. Saturday. Sub-freezing temperatures in the mid-20s. That's a part of your forecast. The word snow is also making an appearance a little farther on down the line. I'll get to that in just a second. Let's go right now to our first headline, where earlier today I spoke with a man from Elliott County, who owns a logging company, who returned to the job site here in Magoffin County, just a couple of miles from the newsroom, to find a large piece of equipment had been stolen overnight. This story actually began early, and then just a few moments ago, didn't wrap up completely, but it has resulted thus far in the discovery of his equipment. I have more details with what also appears to be the arrest pending of someone who fled on foot from authorities this afternoon. I talked to Robert Eldridge of Eldridge and Sons Logging earlier today. He's been working a job on 460 just out of Sagersville, just past the Conley Farm Junction. He says it was there that he came back to work this morning, and a tractor, a John Deere Model 5210, which had been left there amongst that equipment over to the side, or where that equipment is sitting in this picture at least, and it was gone upon arrival of he and or employees this morning. It was parked there around noon yesterday. Someone saw it and confirmed it was still there last night at around 9:30, but when they arrived this morning, it was gone, and there was clear evidence that it had traveled on towards Morgan County on 460. Muddy tire tracks from the large tractor indicated that the vehicle had left being driven under its own power and then proceeded in that direction. But after a short distance, those tracks went away, and there was no real indication as to where the tractor had been taken. An investigation soon began by local authorities, and at early morning hours after that initial conversation, Eldridge was still looking for his tractor. However, in an update, a follow-up, I called him just shortly after 4:30 or so this afternoon, and he had just returned back to the job site with his tractor, which had been recovered. He had received a tip from someone that the tractor may be located in a barn in Morgan County in the White Oak area on May Branch. He and one of his employees went to the barn, got out on foot, and found the tractor which had been stolen from him at that location, that work site, the night before. Someone had stolen the tractor, driven about 25 miles, and stashed it in a barn. The Morgan County Sheriff's Office was contacted. Sheriff Greg Motley did arrive on scene, and then shortly thereafter, the man that they had suspected of the theft saw authorities and fled on foot and was still being sought after at my time of checking in with Mr. Eldridge a few moments ago. Meanwhile, his tractor again has been recovered. No damage is done to it. It was out of fuel, he says, and authorities were still searching for the still unnamed individual that they believe drove his tractor from that location here in Sagersville late last evening. There was also surveillance video from an area business which showed the tractor on its way to Morgan County, also with a vehicle following behind, believed to have been driven by the person who dropped off the thief to steal a tractor in the first place. It all remains under investigation. We'll let you know of any arrests. Also, since I saw you last, local EMS personnel responded to a serious accident last night in the far Middle Fork area. It first was believed to have been an accident involving a vehicle and a pedestrian. Turned out to be something else, and it did result in a Magoffin County man being life-flighted for serious life-threatening injuries. The accident was on far Middle Fork, about 7 miles on 378 from the junction of Route 30. First called in as a vehicle versus pedestrian accident. Upon arrival of emergency personnel, they determined that it was a four-wheeler versus vehicle accident in which the Driver of the four-wheeler was seriously injured, suffered serious internal and other injuries, and would later be life-flighted from a landing zone established nearby. Serious and extensive damage, as you can see, to the ATV, while its operator was taken to the Cabell Huntington Hospital with serious injuries. The driver of the truck was said to be uninjured in the accident, which is under investigation by local authorities. Times have changed. Now, and suddenly, more than ever. Our lobbies might be closed, but the Sagersville National Bank wants to remind our customers that we're still here, we're still working to provide our community with as many services as possible. During this time especially, we encourage all of our customers to take advantage of all the options we offer to manage your accounts from the convenience of your home. 24-hour internet banking and bill pay, 24-hour telephone banking, remote deposit, automatic loan payments, and wire transfers are also still available to our customers. And we're still here during our normal hours. Mondays through Fridays, the main drive-thru is open from 8 until 3, and the branch drive-thru is open from 8 until 5. And the branch drive-thru is also open on weekends, Saturdays 8 until noon, with ATMs available 24/7 at both locations.
With the power to bring us together even when we're far apart, we keep families connected. We are you. We are Appalachian Wireless.
There is never a good time for a breakdown. They will happen, and your car at some point is going to need some repairs and maintenance. And Black Smoke Performance is open and here with professional, fast, safe service. And just in time for warm weather, they now have certified full air conditioning, diagnostics, and repair to keep you cool in whatever you drive. Black Smoke Performance, 349-8785. If your spring projects include gravel, rock, sand, or drainage pipe, your dollar will go farther at Tomahawk Feed and Farm Supply here in Sagersville. It's always in stock and ready for pickup and delivery. And now there's 2 locations for all of your feed and farm needs. Tomahawk has the region's largest inventory and lowest prices on all pet and livestock feed, gates, fencing, and everything your farm needs. In Sagersville off 114 at Red Light number 4, and in West Liberty on Liberty Road behind the Ford store. Tomahawk Feed and Farm Supply. Car accidents don't stop. Accidents at work don't stop. Disability and SSI cases don't stop. Your legal needs and concerns don't stop for the coronavirus, and neither does McFarland and Tinker. They are open, able to schedule appointments per CDC guidelines, and always available for telephone and video conferences. Please, be safe, be smart, stay home, and don't let your legal needs fall victim to the pandemic. Call McFarland and Tinker and let them take care of them for you. Now let's turn to the latest on the pandemic. The worldwide death toll of the coronavirus passed 100,000 today. Another significant and tragic milestone. The U.S., of course, remains, as it will possibly forever in this regard, the current epicenter of the pandemic. Over 475,000 cases and more than 17,000 Americans who have lost their lives. In New York State now has more reported cases at over 160,000 than any other one country other than the United States. Here, closer to home, several updates today. A warning from Floyd County. Floyd County is one of a handful of counties, including Magoffin, still without its first confirmed case in a resident. However, Floyd County health officials there are warning folks about possible exposure at one of its local businesses. The Floyd County Health Department asking anyone that recently may have been inside Rogers Gun and Pawn Shop in the Betsy Lane area to voluntarily self-quarantine for 14 days. This comes after an announcement last evening by Judge Executive Robbie Williams and the Health Department that a person who tested positive for COVID-19 had a post office box in Floyd County but resides in Pike County. They live in Pike County, have a PO in Floyd County. In a press conference this morning, Judge Jones identified that person as a 62-year-old man who is currently hospitalized and on a ventilator. This positive COVID-19 case is related to someone at the Rogers Gun and Pawn Shop in Betsy Lane. That is why they're asking anyone who have been there in Rogers Gun and Pawn after March the 29th to self-quarantine for 14 days. Meanwhile, after 2 new cases were reported there yesterday, Pike County officials today confirmed their 4th positive case of COVID-19. A 62-year-old man in the hospital at the Pikeville Medical Center, believed to be that same 62-year-old man that I just referred to. That not confirmed, just believed to be at this time. Here locally, it's been a few days since our last in-depth update from Judge Matt Wireman, Mayor, and Health Department Director Pete Shepard, which is a good thing. It's one of those no news is good news scenarios or categories, but in lieu of the Easter weekend just ahead, they had some information that they wish to share with my viewers tonight, including a word of a planned chicken fight that officials say they have been made aware of and are looking to keep from happening. First, today's update from the Department of Health in regards to tests that have been done to date here in Sagersville and Magoffin County. We kind of hinge on your update every day, just as we do our governors, in the respect that we're kind of waiting to see the numbers here. And what's any changes or updates today on that front?
Not on our numbers. We're still 0 positive. I know Pike County had another positive yesterday, which I think makes him 4 now. So really in our area, us and Floyd County is kind of still not batting with us with having any positive cases, and that's great. I think we can attribute some of that to our social distancing and with orders that the county judge and we've put out with the health department in the city. I think it's showing up. I think it's still here. We're still going to get a case sooner or later. I hope it's later. But I think all of our efforts, all of your efforts as citizens have really paid off. And that's what makes me proud of Magoffin Countyans. They are saying now that if you want to wear a mask, that's perfectly fine. Basically, the mask will keep you from giving somebody else something and also keeps you from using your hands around your face. And I want to do it. One thing I knew today, and I hadn't thought about it, and I've been wiping mine, but cell phone. Make sure you clean your cell phone, wipe your cell phones down every day, 2 or 3 times, because your cell phone, you use it a lot, use it with your hands. So make sure you wipe down your cell phones. But it's all the precautionary measures we've been doing, washing our hands, and doing social distancing, and that's one of the key things. I just wanted to emphasize that 6 deaths and 49 positive cases of coronavirus in Hopkins County was attributed to one revival service. And, we just, I know you all want to go to church, you all want to have your social gatherings, but that just shows you that one time, being together one time with one person that's infective, how deadly and how severe it can be. So, 6 people dead, 49 with positive cases from one revival service in Hopkins County. And just want to tell everybody this weekend, just, enjoy your family, stay home, use church services online with Facebook and things. And I think we'll get through this. I think it's going to get better sooner than we thought, hopefully. But in Magoffin County, I couldn't be more proud of the situation, how it is now, with us no positives. And everybody cooperating. Businesses are cooperating, citizens are cooperating, and that's what it takes, a group effort.
Judge, going into the Easter weekend, any thoughts?
Well, I just want to echo what Mayor Shepard said, to make sure that we avoid those group gatherings. We need to stay healthy at home, just like the governor's campaign says, and just make sure that we avoid those group gatherings. If you're aware of any group gatherings that's going on, I've had some reports of some various types of activities that may be going on in McGoffin County this weekend. I've alerted law enforcement about that. Talked to the sheriff just a little while ago. Specifically, we may have a regional chicken fight here, which is illegal anyhow. So if that's happening and anybody's watching this and they plan on going, be ready to go back to the house when you get there, because we ain't gonna tolerate that. But other than that, I agree with wholeheartedly what Mayor Shepherd's saying. The community's been great. While county lines are nothing more than lines on a map and distinguish political boundaries, we've been lucky that the virus hasn't come across those county lines yet as far as a positive confirmation on a test. But again, it's probably here somewhere. It's just the right person hasn't been tested yet. We have to act as though we are all positive with it so that we don't give it to somebody else while we may not have it. I myself, I'm wearing my glasses right now. I've wore contacts since I was 14 and wore glasses just sporadically. But it's been said through the National Optometrists Association that it could help prevent droplets coming to my eyes. But it also helps prevent me from touching. So if you're wearing glasses and you're wearing a mask, I think that's the best precautions that you could use as far as being out. But other than that, I just want to wish everybody a happy Easter and a healthy at home Easter. And that's what we all need to be working toward.
Also from the judge's office, the spring cleanup campaign, since today was Good Friday and the county was not open. It's been District 1's cleanup campaign week this week. So District 1, that campaign has been extended through Tuesday of next week for you. So if you live in District 1, haven't had time to get those large items out to the curb, you've got until Tuesday to do so. Also, of course, the rest of next week, after Tuesday, there won't be any cleanup campaign going on, but District 3's will be the week of the 27th through the May the 1st after a week off. The tire collection event that was set for May has been postponed. Regretfully, says the judge. Out of his hands. We'll have an update on that a little bit later when it gets a bit closer for the time that it should have happened. More news will follow in a few moments, however, right after these messages. Creekside Stitching and Feed is the place to go for all of your custom embroidery needs. Shirts, caps, jackets, and more. And they've got the best prices on value-pack dog food, blue ribbon beef mix, kickin' chicken, and shell and cracked corn. And premium quality gates, hay rings, and bunk feeders, plus metal carports and garages as low as $1,400 installed. For all of your embroidery, feed, and farm supplies, Creekside Stitching and Feed, 1 mile up Bear Branch off of Route 30. Your Sagersville Lee's Famous Recipe wants to remind you that you can call ahead, prepay, or drive through, and rest assured that we are taking every precaution possible to keep our customers and our employees healthy, happy, and fed. And thank you for your patience and your patronage during these most difficult times. And to help make them a little easier, we're offering $5 off our 16-piece family pack and 20-piece family pack meal deals. That's 16 or 20 pieces of chicken any way you like it, and all the sides to feed all the family, all $5 off. All you need is the coupon out of this week's edition of the Sagersville Independent, and they're giving away free issues of the Sagersville Independent with every purchase. It's that simple. Only at your Sagersville Lee's Famous Recipe. A message from the Fraser's Prater Drug Store and Seasonal Shop families. Prater Drug wants you to know that you can now call, use Facebook, or use our Refill RX app to get your prescriptions refilled. And the drugstore also has designated curbside pickup parking in front of and behind the store. Simply call 349-3135. And at the Seasonal Shop, they're still posting new arrivals and taking orders with free shipping on most everything anywhere in the entire United States. And they're offering scheduled curbside pickup. Just message them on Facebook, Instagram, or email at seasonalshop@yahoo.com. Fraser's Prater Drug Store and the Seasonal Shop says let's all do what we can to help and protect our neighbors and loved ones. Hey everyone, you have to check out our pet of the week. This is Christine, and Christine is a wonderful little girl who's looking for a forever home of her very own. So you might want to consider making her a part of your family today. Right now is a great time to get your new furry family member acclimated to its new home, and cats and dogs make the best friends in the world with unconditional love for everyone. So if you're looking for a new best friend, Christine might just be the one. The adoption fee is only $50, and that includes spay, rabies, dewormer, and flea treatment at the Johnson County Animal Shelter. Our Pet of the Week, sponsored by Dr. Tom Abel of Able Eyes in Lexington, who wants to remind us all to stay safe, stay home, and his office will be back open before you know it. All Pro understands that we are all just trying to make it through these most difficult of times, and they want you to know that they're here to help with any repairs or projects that you need done. Big or small, doesn't matter. They've got 0% financing for 18 months and long-term financing if you need it. If you need anything, from a new gutter to a new house or a new garage, call All Pro Gutter Works and Construction, 349-9999. A few other things COVID-19 related before we hear from our governor. A statement from the Attorney General's office. Attorney General of Kentucky Daniel Cameron today releasing a statement regarding the prohibition of drive-in church services during the pandemic, as we are, of course, going into the Easter weekend. He says that we are aware that some Kentucky jurisdictions are discussing stopping drive-in church services from happening for the Easter holiday, but as long as, he says, religious groups and worshipers are complying with current CDC recommendations for social distancing to slow the spread, he sees no problem with these drive-in services happening. The Attorney General saying religious organizations should not be treated any differently than other entities that are simultaneously conducting drive-through operations while also abiding by social distancing policies. And as long as Kentuckians are permitted to drive through liquor stores, restaurants, and other businesses, they, of course, should be able to drive through their church services. He says we have to continue to all work together and fight back against COVID-19. However, individuals who wish to celebrate religious holidays using a format that follows social distancing policies and CDC guidelines should not be unnecessarily banned from doing so. A couple of things real quickly and importantly. Dr. Fauci said today, I think everyone well aware of who he is, the United States Task Force leader at this time and top health official in this regards, says today that the United States is getting ready to roll out blood tests that are approved by the FDA that will tell us who has been exposed to the coronavirus but didn't experience it or show any symptoms and may have immunity to it. And that will help, of course, getting the country back open and everyone back to normal. Fauci said that a large number of antibody tests approved last week actually, by the FDA could be available within a week. Unlike the swab test that tells you whether you are currently infected and has it, the blood test tells you if you've been exposed to it and didn't really have any symptoms as a result, and of course that could help as well in the treatment of others. A lot of folks anxiously looking for that. And just going back to staying at home this weekend, here's a little scenario for you. The CDC conducted one investigation out of many. This is a case that happened in Chicago. One person went to a family gathering at a residence out of state and went to a funeral. That's their purpose for being there, and ate with the family there while there for a day or two. Less than a week later, that same person went to a birthday party with some mild symptoms. 7 of those birthday party goers later tested positive. 2 people who came into contact with one of those party goers later tested positive. A member of the family of one of those 2 people tested positive days later. 3 actual birthday party goers who didn't show any type of symptoms went to church later, and someone who sat next to one of the 3 tested positive. And who knows how many more, and I believe there were also 2 deaths associated with that scenario. That's why all healthcare officials, like those with ARH, are reminding us to stay home and continue to take all the necessary precautions.
Hello, this is Maria Brayman, and I'm the Chief Medical Officer for Appalachian Regional Healthcare. And I'm here to talk about when you seek care if you're concerned that you may have the COVID-19 virus. If you are otherwise healthy and would not have normally sought care, then stay home, isolate yourself. And isolate yourself means stay in one room with one bathroom, and do that until you're symptom-free for 3 days. If you're experiencing symptoms and would otherwise seek care, then call your physician first. And the symptoms you might be experiencing if it's COVID-19 include upper respiratory symptoms, a fever of 100.4 or greater, loss of taste or smell, and occasionally GI symptoms or stomach symptoms as well. If you feel you need urgent care, then please go to the emergency room. And if you have any additional questions, you can always go to the arhcovid19.com website to answer your questions.
Getting the best deal on the best tires with the best service has never been easier. Just log on to conleytire.net, check out the latest rebates, sales, and promotions, pick out the tires you want, and email, call, or come by for huge savings from the family who's been proudly serving the area for over 32 years. Conley Tire in Staffordsville, 297-2424. Come to Parkway Pharmacy in Sagersville and get your prescriptions filled, your over-the-counter medications, and immune system boosters, all from the safety and comfort of your own vehicle, either in their drive-thru or with their new curbside service. You can also call ahead or just download the MyGNP app, that's Good Neighbor Pharmacy, and refill and manage your prescriptions right from your device, helping you and yours stay healthy and safe. Parkway Pharmacy in Sagersville, 349-4400. Magoffin County Heating, Cooling, and Refrigeration with professional, licensed, and certified commercial and residential service technicians that can maintain and repair all manufacturers with new and old installation and financing available. Serving Magoffin, Morgan, Lawrence, Martin, Johnson, Floyd, and Breathitt counties. Magoffin County Heating, Cooling, and Refrigeration, 349-1058 or 225-6779. Up next, before more news, announcements via your Magoffin Farm Bureau community calendar, and you know how I love to start it off with birthdays. So, with that said, a belated birthday wish, but still going out to Georgetta, that's Georgetta Robinette, and with a lot of love and best wishes from your sisters and all the fam and the friends, Georgetta, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Georgetta Robinette, whose birthday was Wednesday. Celebrating, I believe, a 13th birthday today. That's a big one. Michaela Perkins, happy birthday. Love Mama and Papa, Michael and Clay. Happy 13th birthday to you. Happy birthday. In other calendar announcements, I've got a free Easter dinner to be prepared for you this Easter Sunday at the Holiness House of Prayer on Route 40. That is this Sunday, Easter Sunday, 10 until 3, or until they run out of wonderfully prepared Salisbury steak and gravy and mashed potato and vegetable dinners. This is going to be from 10 till 3, free, and it's drive up. That's right, drive up. Drive around to the back of the building, come around to the back door, 1 meal per person. You can stay in your vehicle and be on your happily fed Easter way from the Holiness House of Prayer. Funeral service arrangements tonight, as we move on, include services to be held for 71-year-old Ines Talby Carty of Sagersville, who passed away yesterday at her home. Born to the late Carl and Virgie Clemens Talby, she survived by her husband, Maxie Loyal Carty, son Max Gerald Carty, daughter Lisa Ann Smith, brother James Gordon Talby, and sisters Lillian Gay Powers, Louise Collinsworth, Darlene Winfrey, and Vivian Lopez, and 4 grandchildren. In addition to her parents, Ines is also preceded in death by her sister, Beulah Allen. Private graveside services for the immediate family will be held tomorrow at the Carty Cemetery on Stinson. And 46-year-old Michael Roark of Lebanon, Ohio, formerly of Magoffin County, passed away yesterday at his home, survived by his wife, Katrina Hall Roark. That's the only information we have in his arrangements as of this hour. They are incomplete, as to be announced soon by the Magoffin County Funeral Home. Now let's turn on over to your forecast for the Easter weekend. It's going to be a cold one at the end and the start of the next following days, with a freeze warning in place during the overnight tonight and early morning hours tomorrow, as we are going to see temperatures dip down tonight into around the 30-degree range. And then we'll see that frost linger in the morning with a daytime high of the low 60s heading into your Sunday. So with that said, your Licking Valley RACC and Easter weekend forecast is as follows, with another cold one tonight that will give us indeed some widespread frost. We'll dip below the freezing mark tonight down to about 30 degrees under clear skies, winding down and wrapping up your Friday. Into the Easter weekend we'll go, and we'll go up to about 60 degrees tomorrow, 61. Widespread frost lingering in the morning, but otherwise sunny, 61, and a pretty nice Saturday in store. Not real warm, but definitely calm, sunny, nice, and about 60, 61 degrees. No complaints. We'll see clouds on the increase tomorrow night, and a low much more mild at 45 for the end of your Saturday. No precipitation in the forecast for Saturday, but Sunday, Easter Sunday. It's already going to be an Easter Sunday unlike any other, and weather-wise, it's just going to compound that it's not going to be a great day, as great as we had hoped for. At least we have showers and storms, a most certainty of showers, and a very good likelihood of some thunderstorms. Sunday's conditions are something that you'll need to watch out for. 67 degrees for daytime highs, southerly winds 3 to 21 miles per hour on average, and we will see showers and storms possible mainly after 2 o'clock for the storms, as chances will continue to ramp up. Those winds as well will follow. Showers and storms as well possible all the way through Sunday night. Taking us into Monday, 60 degrees, mostly cloudy, a 40% chance of showers, and then Tuesday, we hit back down to the 50s, low 50s. Another front comes through. We've got frost in the morning on your Tuesday, widespread frost again, mostly sunny, 51, 34 that night. 30% chance of showers late Tuesday, and check out Wednesday. That indeed is the word snow in the forecast. Wednesday has a 55-degree high, a chance of rain, and snow showers early before we reach that 55, and a lingering chance of some rain and snow showers Wednesday night as well, as we get back down into the low 30s again. And then some more frost Wednesday night as well. And then Thursday and Friday, frost and low 50s, and a few partly sunny skies. Now, as we go into the Easter weekend, the latest numbers and update from Governor Andy Beshear.
We also have lost 11 new Kentuckians that we report today. These are 11 individuals that are loved by their families, by their communities. It brings our total death count in Kentucky to 90. It means we've lost 90 amazing Kentuckians, which is a loss to all of us. So for those 90 and for the 11 new, let's light our houses up green, our places of business, institutions. Let's make sure that we have done more. We do more of that tonight and every night moving forward than we have before. Green is a color of compassion and renewal. Compassion for those families, for those individuals. Renewable because, at least in my faith, I believe that their body is just a vessel and their soul is leaving it for a better place, something that my faith renews their belief in, I think. Every single Holy Week and every single Easter. So, for 90 separate Kentuckians, let's commit to do better. I know you're working hard. Let's commit to do better. This number's going to get worse, and there's going to be tougher days than today. But our actions today are going to be seen in about 2 weeks. Let's try to make 2 weeks from now better than today.
Before having to announce those 11 deaths for today's numbers, the governor also announced the single largest number, 242 new cases in a 24-hour period. The official number at 1,693 total cases for Kentucky, saying that 464 people have recovered to date. At least one case was also listed out of Morgan County, as was reported by Morgan County officials days ago. The total number of lives lost of Kentuckians with today's 11 stands at 90. He also says that they are still aware of and following what appears to be about a handful, maybe as many as 6 or 7 churches in the state still planning to hold services this weekend. He is begging and ordering those to not. He also announced a new action. Anyone going to participate in a mass gathering They will be recording license plates and giving those to the health department, and they will require everyone involved to be self-quarantined for 14 days as a result. And in reference to long-term care facilities, 141 residents in a total of about 20 in the state have tested positive, 86 staff members have tested positive, and 18 people have died in those long-term facilities, with 72 new positive cases in long-term care facilities announced today. And I wish I had more time. I had more words and more thoughts to put together to make those words to wish you a happy Easter. I know it's unlike any Easter that we have ever been a part of as a community and as a country. I can only hope that we all stay in, stay safe, stay well, and enjoy it the best way we can and know how, so that next year we're all still here to have a happy Easter yet again. Thank you all for watching and being a part of this show with me each and every weeknight. Couldn't do it or want to do it without you. And we hope to see you back here again on the next edition on Monday night. Again, happy Easter.